Hey everybody, Chris here, Huge Run Off-Road, North Carolina. Beautiful day here in the mountains, and I had a few hours alone, so I decided to go ahead and clean this thing, give it its post-beach cleanup, and shoot the video that I've been promising. So, a lot to cover here. If you're not familiar with this rig, or you're just seeing this channel or this camper posted somewhere else, we've got a few videos of it during the build process. We call it V4 2.0. The name stems from V4 was my original flatbed. That was the green 7.3 diesel flatbed that I pulled out of a junkyard in 2012 and then built it up and eventually took it to SEMA with an XP camper in 2012. That rig was around for a long time, went through several iterations, and eventually I just got sick of the diesel. I got sick of the 4R100s and decided, you know what, while I can, I'm going to go ahead and order a brand new E-Series chassis. And that's what this is. So in 2020, I ordered this brand new 7.3 gas E350 chassis, and it showed up in, I guess, October 21 or October 20, I can't remember. And then, so what I did with the old rig was we basically just parted it out. I was able to keep a lot of the parts that I didn't want to recreate, like the bed. I didn't have to buy new coilovers, so we saved all the rear suspension stuff. And I also just didn't want to deal with selling that rig or being tied to it forever. So here it is. V4 1.0 is gone. This is V4 2.0. And so another thing I'll address is, yes, this thing is on coilovers. It is linked front and rear, where normally all of our rigs are on leaf springs. So another thing I wanted to do with this rig was just push the limits of what's been done to the E-Series chassis. To my knowledge, this is still the only linked front and rear E-Series chassis, and I love it. So, without getting too deep into that discussion, yes, this thing is awesome. It works very well off-road. It's not something I want a daily. Could it be dialed in to be a daily? Sure, it could, but it doesn't work for me as a daily, and it doesn't work for me to sell stuff like this as a daily because A, it's super expensive. These parts are very expensive to build, and there's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of components, a lot of places for failure. I like simple and I like durable, so that's why our the only kit we sell is a leaf spring kit, and that's why my daily driver is a leaf sprung four-wheel drive van. Yeah, so updates for this round is obviously the Project M camper. So we'll get to that, but we also swapped out the front bumper. It had our FB002 bumper on it with a pair of LP9s. Since we built it in 21, we decided to just change it up a little bit and put our FB004 with the 4 LP6s, 2 amber and 2 combos. I think it looks good. Give it a nice little change. So yeah, if you're not familiar with this rig and you want more info on it, check out some of my build videos on our YouTube channel. You can also go on the Driving Line YouTube channel, the Nitto Driving Line YouTube channel, and Ollie did a feature on it several years ago, and it was also featured in a video from them called On the Trail, where we took it to Windrock Park and followed some Jeeps around and took it places it probably shouldn't have been. I still got some rock rash on my couple rings. The left rear one is the worst. And yeah, so it's been a great rig. So why I decided to do this last summer, also I've been buying and selling RVs for several years. So I'll buy an RV, I'll keep it for 6 months, use it with the family, and then sell it. That was mainly to knock out some bills. I bought some land that needed to be paid for, so it helped with that. And I decided last summer during our trip to California and Colorado that I wanted something a little more nimble. I wanted something that just me and my wife could take out, or me and one of the kids. I've got 4 kids, so obviously we're not camping everybody in this. But we do a lot of local trips where this could be the base camp, and my wife can drive out in her car, and then we can go from there. But I want to take some more solo trips with the kids and my wife, so this is going to work out really well. It's just more nimble, more compact, and just simpler. I got really tired of loading and unloading RVs every 6 months. You don't realize how much work that is, but it's like bins and bins of stuff and this and that. So last summer on my trip, I started brainstorming. Actually, after we did a little overnight trip with the Colorado guys, we went up in the mountains outside of Ouray, and I was like, man, I'd like to spend some more time here. I've also been thinking a lot about a Death Valley trip. When I lived in California, I did a couple trips to Death Valley, and I really miss it. I've been jonesing for it for several years now. With little kids, it's really hard to do a trip like that. Just for me to have the time to do a trip like that, because it's such a time commitment. But now I feel like maybe I can pull it off. So this will be an awesome rig for that. I started trying to get my wife on board last night, so wish me luck. She didn't seem too excited, but I know once she's there, she'll enjoy it. All right, so when it came time to thinking about a camper, I looked at several options. One being a Go Fast, another one being some of the offerings from the guys at AT Overland in Arizona. And so I approached Go Fast first. I just wanted dimensions. I was like, hey, can you guys give me dimensions on your 8-foot camper? And so I can see how this is going to work or how this is going to fit on my bed. Because my bed is 10 foot. And it's obviously wider than most of these topper campers. They weren't exactly easy to deal with. They said, oh, we'll submit a form for unsupported vehicle. And I was like, I don't know if you understand. I don't want you to make something for me. I don't want something that's unsupported. I just want to know what the existing camper dimensions are, so I can lay it out and see if this is going to work at all. And they were like, yeah, fill out this unsupported vehicle form. So I said, okay, forget it. We're going to move on from that. I looked at the Project M, and it met all my criteria. I looked at the AT stuff too. What I didn't like about that was it seemed like their tops were all the same dimension, and so they just adapted to the width and length of the trucks. And I wanted the biggest bed I could. Obviously, I wanted to maximize space. So I really like the Project M because it just comes straight up. And so we ordered it last year from our buddies at AVO Jacksonville, Astral Vehicle Outfitters. And spec'd it out with them. And Eric got it ordered for us, and it showed up. When did it show up? December? I think mid-December is when it arrived. So we immediately, like literally that day, started framing out the base so we can mock it up and then build it out from there. So what you're looking at here is the Project M. That's how they come. And what you're looking at down here is how we adapted it to this custom flatbed. So where do we start? This is a big storage bin. This turned out really nice. Once we built it, we realized that I could get a big cooler just for beer, and I could also fit a 20-pound propane bottle behind that cooler. Man, look at that. Freaking huge hawk just flew over me. Oh, he's coming down. And my Camp Chef is up there. So this is nice. I also got a little table and a chair in there. Super nice, versatile storage. Here we've got a water outlet that is hot and cold. So you can use that for dishes and cooking. And then we've got these boat hatches that you can access full length. It's about 12 inches deep, 12 inches high. That goes all the way back. But I keep all my kitchen stuff. Excuse me. It's also allergy season in North Carolina, and I suffer. So very nice for that. So I can do all my cooking outside, and I've got everything I need right there. Didn't change anything in the flatbed, the existing storage. It's just what it's always been. Water tank. So I still have a lot of storage in here. So I can put my big table, my actual water tank, an air compressor, and my hose for this. I also used it on this first trip as just like a little workstation. It was super nice to have that door down for random stuff. We did respring the rear, so this thing has 12-inch travel, 3.0 Kings all the way around. The stock springs were not going to do it, but they weren't set up to do it. They were a 350-pound spring. This is a 600-pound spring or 650-pound spring. It's sitting good. A lot of guys have said it's sitting the best it's ever sat because they know I like them just a little low in the rear. But this thing is riding good. The upper spring, they recommended I don't change it out. That was definitely not good advice because it is basically bottomed out. So we've got it. We've got the collars down to lock it out. So it's only riding the lower spring right now. At some point, I'll get a beefier upper spring. We'll swap those out. Around back, this is all basically stock except this. So let me back up to the beginning of the video. I definitely give a huge shout out to my entire crew for helping on this project and working so hard on it. I definitely would not have been able to do it without them and a lot of their ideas. I mean, that's kind of how we operate at U-Joint. It's not like a dictatorship or like, this is what we're doing. I mean, I get the final word on everything, of course, but I always listen to my guys' suggestions, and, you know, that's where great ideas come from. So it was Neil's idea. After using this thing a couple times, and you'll see when the ladder's out, when the steps are out, it's really hard to grab both of these handles at the same time, especially if you have something in your hands. So we added this, just like a regular truck topper, and so now you can open them both at the same time. It also benefited because we moved this galley all the way to the back, and it was going to be really hard to get to that lever to open the door. So kudos to Neil for coming up with that and designing it and building it. It just worked out really well. Driver's side, nothing really going on. I've got this, I forgot the brand. I took off the label because I didn't like it. It's just an outdoor shower, and it comes with a base too. And we've got the shower outlet here. Over here we've got all of our water fill, water vent. We'll get to that in a second. We've got the heater, inlet and outlet, and then we've got the power. If you have shore power and you want to run the heater on that, you can. Other than that, it's got 300 watts of solar and 200 amp hours of lithium batteries, so really don't need shore power. So that's there just for the heater in case. So to maximize water tank storage, we put the fill as high as we could because we put the tank in as big as we could. So there's not a lot of drop from here, and I didn't want to go through the camper down in. So we've got a water fill here. This piece was supposed to just be the vent, but it actually works as a fill also, and you can thread a garden hose on it. So that is a really nice touch. And that's actually how I filled it so far. So little bit of versatility depending on how you're adding the water. Also, if I'm pumping water from my auxiliary tank to top it off, then I can just stick a hose in this one. So it's nice to have a little bit of versatility there. We moved the spare. We built a new headache rack number 862 for V4 series. We built just a mini version of the last one just to hold the spare. So we've got our full-size 37-inch Nitto sitting there. Yeah, that's it for the exterior. Super happy with it. So I just did 5 nights at Cape Lookout here in North Carolina, and I'm just super comfy, like really, really happy with this thing. There's only a few little things I want to change, or not change, but just add to make things more convenient. You know, I need to figure out my laundry situation and trash. I need to get a good little trash bag. So I'm going to move inside now, or I'll show you what it looks like right now. Another huge benefit of this setup is, you know, I can put the steps down and get in and get out. I can open the fridge. Today, I had my 2-year-old with me, and she's like, "Daddy, I gotta go potty," like emergency style. So I pulled over, pulled the toilet out, popped her in there, and she did her thing. So it's nice that I can get in there and I can do that without popping the top. And I can also load, I can load groceries, I can load gear without popping the top, which is really, really nice. So yeah, inside, I've got some curtains for this. This is not supposed to be exposed. After using it, it didn't really bother me that it's exposed, but I'm gonna get the curtains that actually had curtains made that match that auxiliary bed too. So yeah, we've got this little galley with a butcher block. Got all my electrical controls. Got some storage in the middle that I use for towels, but I might turn that into the laundry chute. Got my cassette toilet, and then some storage, and then the gray tank for the sink. Fridge is up there. Originally I was gonna put the fridge here. There's another, I looked at putting it there, but putting it front back wasn't gonna work. I never thought about really sticking it out until we built the galley. And so it sticks out a little bit, but it's actually worked out really well. I'm running Aqua Hot water and air system. I'll show you that in a second. But yeah, this is a lot of room. Super nice with the top down. So I'll go ahead and pop the top now and then give you the more of the interior tour. All right, here we are inside. So here's the countertop. Cool little sink. This is standard van / Overlander sink setup. Got lights, water pump control, shower light, porch light, some charge ports, the heater control, a master disconnect, and the solar control. Yeah, fridge is there. You can see my disco lights going on here. There's also one in the storage compartment under here for the kitchen storage, and outside. This is a Queen Hest. I forgot what they call it. I was a little like skeptical. I said, I don't know, the thing's not very thick. I don't know how it's gonna sleep, but I actually really enjoyed sleeping on it. The only options I got from 4-Wheel Camper were the dual fans and the insulation kit. So I actually did, on our beach trip, wind up running heat, and it worked well. And I thought, I got the insulation kit, I might as well put it up. And I don't see any harm in having it up in the summer to keep this thing cooler. The LED lights it comes with are super nice. You're gonna touch them to adjust. The front ones I haven't even used. By the time I'm in here at night, I generally don't need the lights up there. Yeah, got my Dometic here. Got a fuse block there. If you need to get to that, it's a little cumbersome with the fridge there, but that wasn't the original plan or location for the fridge. We'll make do if I pop some fuses. Oh, I got the bug screen. The bug screen, I thought that's worth its weight in gold. And yeah, other than that, this thing is super, super cozy. So we built this, I don't know, bridge across the benches in the 4-Wheel Camper. And I figured that was gonna work good for an auxiliary bed if I bring one of the kids, especially the boys. They're getting big and they don't want to sleep with me. I don't want them sleeping with me either. So they can sleep down here. Got our heat, our outlet for the heat there. Got the return vents there. Got another outlet there and another outlet here. So for the heat and the water, we went with the AquaHot. This thing looked pretty cool. Had good reviews. So it's basically a hot water heater, but also blows air. It runs off gas, which is also something I didn't want to run multiple fuels. So it is tapped in to run off the stock fuel tank. There's a water pump, some of the air ducting, and one of the batteries. So yeah, this is a nice spot that we could get everything plumbed and wired under here. We've got some extra room. We could add more. I could add another battery if I need to, but I think the 300 watts with a 200 amp hour lithium batteries is going to be plenty. And so far, it is. I don't have a lot of stuff in here that sucks a lot of power. So, you know, basically the fridge and the water pump and charging stuff, that's it. So, yeah, very nice quality on this whole stuff. It is hot in here right now. But yeah, very impressed. Yeah, just opening those windows just made it drastically more comfortable in here. But I'm super happy. So I think I covered everything. If I didn't, I'll put it in the comments. If you have any specific questions, shoot me an email. Yeah, that's it. This is a one of one. It's not something we build or plan to build any more of. But you know, if the right guy wants this set up, we will talk. So thanks for watching as always. Hope the video wasn't too long. And yeah, be sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook if you don't already. If you did already, or you do, you would have seen this thing get built one little piece at a time. And yeah, we'll see what we're up to next. Right now, I want to get out and enjoy this thing. Thanks a lot. See ya.